Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. I just wanted to share what I've been doing this summer as a way to make some extra cash. So, as you can see by the title, this is all about how I made over $1,000 on the app Rover. Just like many of you guys, I was watching some of my favorite YouTubers, and one of them mentioned the app Rover and how she was making a lot of money and how it was a good side hustle over the summer. She talked about the benefits, how you can make your own schedule, stay active, and a way to make some extra cash. Okay, so let's get into my journey. I'll just talk about my journey. Then we'll go into some more tips on how maybe you could be more successful. When I first applied to Rover, I want to say it was back earlier in the year, maybe around January. One of my goals for the new year was to just make more money and get more creative with ways to make money and thinking outside of that 9-to-5 job, the starting fees. So it's about, when I started, it was like $35, maybe $40 for a background check. So it is an initial investment, but you will potentially be able to get that back plus more. I started in January and I didn't get my first dog walk until March. I would say the most important thing is getting that first dog walk, because once you get that first review, people will know that you're a real person. And it sounds kind of silly, but it's sort of common sense. So when I got my first dog walk, I charged a low rate and I was like, thank you so much. I even gave the dog a dog treat. I said, if you wouldn't mind, I would be greatly appreciative if you left a review on my page, right? And the guy was so nice. He was like, oh yeah, of course, you did so great with my dog. And he left me a 5-star review. From then on, business was booming. People saw I was a real person and I started to get booked more back-to-back consistently. From then on, it was pretty easy going. What I really focused on in the beginning was offering low rates, but high quality dog walks. I made sure to walk each dog a mile. I offered a dog water bottle on my walks. I had my own doggy bags, and sometimes I would have treats, maybe not all the time. And I really started to form a relationship with my customers and I got good reviews. And my goal was to reach 5 reviews before I increased my price. So after the 5th review, I increased my price. And I also got more comfortable with the app and meeting people that I offered more services. So you can do dog walks, drop-in visits, and you can even do cats. They have cats on Rover, which is kind of funny to think about. And I kind of diversified my portfolio and I was able to make even more money. And I will say you tend to make more money on the drop-in visits than the walks, because people are out of town and they need somebody to stay and watch their dog while they're gone, of course. And it's just a longer amount of time, thus easier ways to make more money. And I'm sorry if my hair keeps changing. This is I'm just have it like tied up in the back. These braids are so fresh. All right, what else do I need to tell you guys? Okay, so tips. So in the beginning, as a woman, you know, it is kind of scary to go into somebody else's house when they're not there, or you never know. But for the most part, I will say out of maybe the 50 people I serviced this summer, only 2 were a bit shady. And you will run into that. So you really want to listen to your intuition on moments like that and report them on the Rover app. They allow you to report them. It was nothing too serious. It was more so the description of how they said their house would be or how I would enter the house just wasn't correct. But my tip for that is Rover offers a video call through their app, and you can say, hey, can we do a meet and greet? And sometimes I would meet them in person at a dog park. And a lot of time the customers will even ask you, hey, can we meet up at a local meetup spot, maybe even a Starbucks, get some pup cups. and just so you can meet the dog. But if that isn't available, I highly recommend doing a video chat call and say, hey, can we just do something really fast for 5 minutes? And blase, blase, blase. Okay, tip number 2. One thing that I saw that was kind of eating at my profits as a Rover walker was gas expenses, because sometimes somebody would be on the other side of town, then I'd have to drive to the other side of town, and I noticed that I spent a lot of my time driving and my profits were being eaten up by gas. So what I recommend, if I were to start all over again, I would recommend hyper focusing on a certain area and really gaining a community there, and so where their neighbors even know about you, and hyper focusing on an area that you know is like a good fluent area. I don't know. It would be helpful, and then that way you could save more on gas and know like your parameters. And on the app, it lets you set your servicing area. Okay, my tip number 3 is give a quality experience. You know what I mean? You want to make sure you're there on time. You want to make sure you have everything that you listed on your profile, and you want to make sure that you're communicating well with the dog owner, because you have to realize these dogs are like people's babies, and they're really trusting you with something that's so important in their life. I'm a dog owner, so I really understand how people feel. So I would always try to make sure that I'm texting them, hey, just entered the house, hey, just exited the house, or we're walking. I would also send pictures of the dog they love, pictures, and get cute little pictures. I even one time I made a TikTok with the dog. Maybe I'll insert that in here.
Vamos, mis amores, dale, mis amores. Vamos, mis amores, dale. Esa es la vez.
And the owner really loved it. She was like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. I was like, yeah. And tip number 4, I would say be direct with your clients or / customers. If you feel like you're not a good fit for a dog, because some dogs do require special needs and special attention, and if you don't feel comfortable, I would definitely communicate with that owner and let them know that you just personally don't think that you're a good fit. Sometimes you might also get an owner who is very particular in the way how they want their dog to be cared for, and it might just be something that is just too much for you to handle. So definitely keep that in mind. I suggested was, okay, every time I enter your house, I'm gonna record myself, and every time I exit, I'll record myself, just so it's like, say, if you ask me like, hey, did you do this? Did you actually do this? I can, and instead of saying like, yeah, I did, and you only being able to believe what I say, I also have video proof. Now that just might be the lawyer in me, and I get pretty detailed with stuff like that. That's what I would recommend. All right, end cap. I'm just gonna show you guys quickly the proof of how much money I actually made. I would say overall, Rover is a great app. It's a great way to make some money during the summer or whenever, really. And there's a lot of different ways. So to make money on the app, you don't necessarily just have to walk a dog. Like, you can also service a cat or you can do drop-in visits. And the Rover team is very quick to answer any questions or any issues you have. And the app overall is pretty easy to use. I would say it maybe takes about 2 days to get familiar with it. I would spend like a good 2 days. Now, I would also just like to add, to have fun. It's not as serious as I'm making it. My voice is just so serious right now. I don't know why. It's horrible. Every time I get on camera, it's like, So maybe the more videos I make, the better and more comfortable I'll be on screen. But right now I just keep looking at my edges and my teeth like, oh, does everything look okay? But anyway, let me know if you like this video, and if there's any other questions you have about Rover or the app, please just let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know if there's any other videos you'd like me to do. Thank you.